Hi, this is Connie Haxby, licensed clinical social worker, and today I wanted to cover surviving the holidays with your family. Fortunately, most of us have grown into happy and healthy adults, and we have been able to surround ourselves with a great support system and people that we choose to be around who are good for us and who are healthy for us. Unfortunately, there are some of us who have family members and come from dysfunctional families that when we have to be around these folks for holidays and events and things of that nature, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult. The first thing that I want to bring up is that it's really about self-preservation and self-care, which is completely and totally different than being selfish. And what that means is that you want to make sure that you're setting boundaries with yourself and with other people, that if you're having to be around folks that maybe aren't the healthiest of people for you, maybe they are people that you've been around who have been abusive in some way, whether that's emotional or mentally, even physically or sexually. You want to make sure that there is some sort of a boundary put up between you and that person or those people, whatever that means for you. So if that means that you are never alone with this person, or that you take someone with you to family functions who can act as sort of a wingman or a buffer for you, that can be that support system for you. And then also, if you need to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb or at another family member or friend's house to be away from, a certain individual or a certain group of individuals, just having sort of an exit plan. That way, if things get to be too much for you, you know that you can go and you can take a break. You don't have to be at this person's place 24/7. And some people talk about, well, for the holidays, it's already a strenuous time, financially because of, gifts and travel and things of that nature. But, you have to decide for you if spending money on a hotel is worth, the mental health, the draining and the possibly re-traumatizing that is going to bring upon if you have to be around people for long periods of time, or spending the night with people or the week with people, depending on how long you're going to be there, where that's going to get you, to just not be in a very good mental place. And I know that not everybody goes, out of town for holidays either. So hopefully that's not an issue for most of us who maybe we have family in town and we can just go for a couple of hours and then leave. That's fine as well. So just making sure that you have an exit strategy, making sure that you just, you put those boundaries in place for you and for other folks. Speaking of boundaries, it's probably not the best time and the place to sit down and have sort of like an all out who done what and who did me wrong, and sort of like a, meeting with someone who has not been very good to you. But it is a good time to be assertive and to set boundaries with this person. And if they say something inappropriate to you, or, make comments about your weight or your status as a single person or divorced person, or, political comments, maybe you don't meet eye to eye politically or religiously, it's okay to just kind of like shut that person down and say, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this. And just continue to say that over and over again, because we do have folks in our family sometimes that like to push that button, and like to say things to get you riled up and to get you, really upset. And so it's good to know what your limits are and to say, you know what, I'm not going to feed into this. I'm not going to engage in an argument with you about this. All I need to say is it's not okay. It's not okay to talk about this. It's not okay to bring this up. It's not okay to poke fun at me for whatever. And I'm not going to listen to it anymore. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get some kind of feedback, or, you're going to get the, well, you're just being too sensitive, or I'm just joking. A joke is only funny if all members of that party believe that it's funny. And so just because you think it's funny to poke fun at my weight, or, something else that I might be insecure about, unless I find it funny as well, it's not. So just make sure that you're setting your boundaries with those people or that person, and say, you know what, it's not okay to treat me like that. And just allow them to, respond the way that they're going to, and walk away if you need to. Another thing that we don't want to do during the holidays is to re-traumatize ourselves. Unfortunately, with some dysfunctional families, we have a lot of, sweep it under the rug, or we're in denial about things that have happened sort of attitude. So if you are in a situation where you are around people that have been especially traumatic for you, again, make sure that you're not maybe in a room with that person, or try to spend as limited amount of time with that person as you possibly can. Even if that means, stopping by and, eating dinner or opening the presents or doing the thing and then leaving. I think that it's perfectly acceptable if those around you are going to continue to be in denial for whatever reason. Maybe they're not ready to come face to face with things that are going on within the family. It's okay to be that squeaky wheel if it means that you're taking care of yourself. And I tell you what, 9 times out of 10, if not more, it is the person who is being honest about this dysfunction and these unhealthy behaviors that are going on in the family that tend to be, the person who's not winning any popularity contest, because you're the one who's being honest and you're the one who's bringing things to light and saying, hey, this isn't okay, while other folks are choosing to be in denial for whatever reason about the situation. Okay, so make sure that you have an exit strategy. Try to get some kind of support system there with you if you can. Spend limited amounts of time with those people who tend to re-traumatize you or bring up things that just make you feel icky, and just make sure that you're setting your boundaries with others. I know that it's really difficult, but you don't have to worry about hurting other people's feelings. That's not your intention. You're not there to take care of other people's feelings and their reactions. They are in total control of that. That is their responsibility. It is your responsibility to say, you know what, this is not okay. I don't appreciate you saying these things about me. I don't appreciate you telling me this, touching me there, putting your hand on my shoulder, whatever the case may be. And so advocate for yourself. With all of that information, I hope that you have a safe and happy and a healthy holiday season. And yeah, so enjoy your holidays, enjoy your new year. As usual, these videos are informational only, not used to treat or diagnose any mental illness. If you have any questions about treatment or want to get treatment for mental illness or diagnoses, please see an appropriate mental health specialist, including a psychiatrist or a therapist. Until next time, happy holidays and have a great week.